If you have noticed that getting up in the morning or even after just sitting watching television, you're a little stiff, it's a little sore, it takes a few minutes to kind of get those steps moving, now we've got something to do it for us. This is passive leg exercise. Wonderful whether you're sitting watching TV, whether you're reading, whether maybe you have that desk job and you just don't have that 5 or 10 minutes even to get up and kind of take a walk during the day. This is V34817. We have it for you for 6 easy payments of $16.66. This really is something I'm having a hard time not doing it. It's doing all the work for me. Exactly. Lori Pickford, you bring us great personal care items. Please help me say good morning to Lori. And I said to Lori, I didn't want to try this until I came out here. My instinct is to do it, but it does it for us.
It does it for you. So literally what you're going to do when you get the LegXercise home is you're going to take and plug it into the back of the unit, and you're going to plug it into the wall. There's a 6-foot cord. You're going to turn it on. There is a lever on the side. I'll show you where that is. And it's going to begin moving. You place your feet on top, and it's going to do the movement for you. What's important about that? Well, let's talk about it. Maybe you can't move your legs a lot when you're sitting because you're at work, or you like to knit, you like to be in front of the TV watching QVC, for example. And when you go then to stand up and take steps, your legs feel a little stiff or whatever. When you're on the LegXercise, your core is engaged, your knees are moving, your ankles are moving, and your feet are moving. So you can actually feel yourself engaged as you're sitting. It's kind of an interesting feeling.
I have to apologize. They were just taking a close-up of my feet. I have salt all over my boots. Sorry about that. I was like, oh my goodness, I should have used a lint brush. But look, what you're seeing moving is the machine itself. You don't even have to move your legs back and forth. I'm going to take my feet off now and show you that it's actually doing the movement for me. And I've got mine in an upright position. I put there are 2 legs right here on the bottom that I have actually pulled out so that it's going to be in a tilted form. So you can see there's the leg. It snaps down when I don't want to use it and pulls out when I do. I'm going to put it down. You're going to see mine is raised and Katie's is flat. But it does all the movement for you. Passive leg exercise is something that's really taking the world by storm, because we've had 1.3 million of these sold in 23 territories worldwide since October of last year. Since October?
Of last year, yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So it's crazy. It's a crazy idea when you think, how much time do I spend seated? How much time am I not moving? Now, when you are seated, when you would otherwise be sedentary, you can move your legs and have your legs moved for you so that you don't have to think about it. If you're on a conference call in the office, if you're someone who likes to knit and has to focus on counting your stitches, all those types of things, the movement is happening for you.
Well, and it's 6 easy payments of $16.66. So for that first payment, this comes home. Try it under your desk.
Right.
Do you love to read? Try it while you're reading. Do you love to knit? Do you have that hobby? Do you love to sit and craft? This is how you can still keep the circulation moving.
Right.
You can still engage the muscles. And I will tell you, you feel it in the core.
Right.
And you feel it kind of on the inner thigh area.
Because you're holding your legs in a position to keep them on the plates that are moving for you. So your core is engaged. You can feel your core, you can feel your knees moving back and forth, you can feel your ankles moving back and forth, as well as your feet. And it's a very slight movement. It's not anything that is jarring. It just slides forward and back. There are 2 on the side over here. I'm going to show you is where our on and off switch is, right here on the side. So there's level 1 that you can move to, and then there is level 2 that you can move to. So there's not a lot of difference between the 2. You're not going to be going super fast with this. And again, you're not doing any of the movement. The LegXercise is moving for you.
Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. And you know, I just lifted this up. I don't even think this weighs 5 pounds.
Oh, it doesn't. It's like a quart of milk when you lift it.
It is so lightweight. So if you want to bring it from room to room, if you want to throw it in the back of the car and bring it with you to the office, you can do that. By the way, the cord is a 6-foot cord.
It's a 6-foot cord.
So you get some nice space in there too.
You do. So you don't really have to worry about where you're going to plug it in. But again, when you're talking about passive leg exercise, we're talking about getting moving movement into your life where there would normally not be movement. And sometimes when I'm sitting for a while, I get a tingly feeling. You know, you get it in your buttocks, you get it in your legs, you go to stand up and take a step, and it's like, whoa, what's up with that? Well, I've been sitting for 3 hours or 2 hours. Now, when you're sitting, you're actively sitting, and that makes all the difference in the world.
Well, and I'll tell you, even here at work doing a 3-hour jewelry show, I would get up and it's like, ooh, I can't move very well. We could use these here around the office.
Exactly.
What it is something to help you constantly be engaged and to help your body constantly be doing something. And I think that, you know, I've been to physical therapy for everything from a bum knee to a bum neck. And when you go to physical therapy, they say, let us do it. Let us move you. It's kind of that same kind of idea that this is doing it for you, and it's not a jarring movement at all. So you can still read that favorite book.
You certainly can sit and read while you're doing it, do your favorite activity, whether it's knitting or you know, cross stitch, whatever it is that you do, watching television. You don't have to think about it because it's being done for you, but you're getting that movement that you would normally not have in the same situation. So who do you know that sits behind a desk all day? Who do you know who likes to do their knitting or their needlework for hours on end? There's nothing wrong with doing that. The only problem is that when you go to stand up and take a step, sometimes you can feel a little off balance or a little weird because you've been sitting for so long. My legs get tingly. So I like to have this at the ready for myself so that I don't have to deal with that.
It's less than $17 a month for 6 months. Now, I am doing it in kind of silly boots. We probably, I would think, maybe a barefoot would be nice on this too.
You can use it with shoes on or shoes off. Of course, you're using it in street boots, which would be a little bit difficult for the normal person to do, but you can still do it.
I'm doing exactly.
If this is what you're wearing to the office that day, you're fine to do that. So when you think about it, you can really be wearing anything. And again, you're not doing any of the pushing or pulling back. It's doing it for you.
And you know what's really nice? There's actually something kind of soothing about this.
There is.
If you have someone who is on their feet all day, I actually think in many ways this could be nice to come home and when you do sit on the couch, let this kind of just ease and flow and almost kind of work things out for you.
Yeah, it really is. It's a really good feeling, and you don't even realize that you are engaging your core at the moment while you're sitting there. It just happens naturally because you're keeping your feet on the pedals that are on the floor. So it forces you into a better way of sitting, and it forces you to keep that core engaged.
And is there a timer, or will this just go as long as I need it to go?
This will go as long as you want it to go. There's no time on or off of it because we're not exercising. What we're doing is we're moving, and movement is important, especially for people who may have issues. You know, if you're somebody who is in a wheelchair, who who has mobility issues, now you can get some movement into your legs when you normally would not be able to.
Well, and I'll tell you what, don't forget that not only do you get it home for that first payment of $16 and change, but you also have 30 days. You've got 30 days to try this, to see how you feel before you use it, to see how you feel after you use it. Think about how do you feel after you've been sitting for a little while and when it's time to get up. How do you feel in the morning? I almost love this right next to the bed. Turn it on for a minute or so to just kind of get the blood moving a little bit. See what kind of difference it can make in your life. And if it makes a great difference, think about how much better you will feel every day and week and month going forward.
It's so true, and you said it there. And there are 1.3 million people out there who now own this around the world in 23 different territories because it's really taking the world by storm when you think about the ability to move when you would not normally be moving. Whoever thought that it might be important to get those legs moving, get those, get your core engaged at a time when normally you would just be sitting like a vegetable, not doing anything.
I don't know who came up with it, but I love the idea, and I was fascinated to see what it felt like, and it actually is very, very relaxing. And it feels pretty good. All right, so 6 easy payments of less than $17 each. Passive leg exercise. Make yourself feel a little bit better. V34817 is your number. Lori Pickford, that was fun. I almost hate to get up because it felt so good, and now I have to walk on my own. So still to come. Oh, and I want to give you a big heads up with this one. We have about 109 of these to go around at last count that I did before the show started. Not